How's it going, everybody? It's Stas here. So the stock market had a strong day today. S&P 500 up $40, up about 1.2%. The Dow Jones up $160, up 0.6%. And the NASDAQ went up $130, up 1.2%, as the Russell 2000 beat them all, up $31, cracking $1,500 today, up over 2%. And in this video, we're going to be talking more about the stock market, breaking down some technicals, going over where we could be headed here in the short term. And I also want to break down the top stocks that I'm looking to buy right now. Many of these have reported earnings, so we're going to break down some earnings reports in this video as well as some overviews from the Fed meeting, what's going on kind of with the big tech stocks here in Congress, and in general where my head is at right now and kind of what I've been doing as of late in the stock market. So a lot to go over in this video. If you guys find value, as always, hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel. And check out all the free links down below in the description box if you want to join our Discord chat, Facebook group, and if you want 2 free stocks from Webull, one of them valued up to $1,400. All you have to do is deposit $100 into the account using my link down below in the description box, and that is when you get your 2 free stocks. And quick warning, guys, I am a bit congested today. I'm not sick. I have very bad allergies. So if I sound a bit weird and if I'm wiping my nose here with this little napkin you're seeing in the video, that is why. My allergies are just ridiculous today. I just can't even explain it. My eyes are running. My nose is running. My throat is a bit scratchy. So bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I still had to get this video out for you guys as always. So as of right now, again, S&P 500 went up $40 today, up 1.24%. And overall, it is very clear the Bears won. Or not the Bears, guys. See, the allergies are getting to my head. The Bulls. The Bulls won the day, and let me explain why. And I mean, it's very clear. And stemming back from yesterday, we talked about yesterday how, the S&P failed to hold 3230, but it ultimately held 3220 as a support at the close of the market, right? And we talked about yesterday how if we did not hold 3220, let's say we broke under it, that would have been very bad for the Bulls, right? But we talked about how if we held 32.20, we rallied out of 32.30, that could have been breakout territory for the Bulls, right? And that's exactly what we got today. I mean, we held 32.20 yesterday. This morning, we got a full gap up on the S&P to 32.30, and that is actually, where we held support yesterday. We held support yesterday at 32.30. The day before that as well, we held at 32.30. On Friday, we held 32.30 as well. So the fact that we gapped up today, we hit 32.30, and we rallied off of that support, and we actually took out the highs from Monday and yesterday being Tuesday. These are very good signs for the Bulls, and that high being from yesterday and Monday was around 32.40. So we held 32.30. We broke out of 32.40, and we ultimately broke out of 32.50, 32.55, which was a resistance stemming back from a couple of trading days ago. Let's take a look here on the hourly chart. You can see it. Back on the 22nd of July, 21st into the 22nd of July, 32.50, 32.55 is where we held as support. And if you guys didn't know, if a support breaks, right, a stock index goes below support, whatever, it becomes a resistance. So the second we broke 32.55, it became a resistance. And where did we close today, guys? 32.58, hence why the Bulls won the day. So the Bulls broke many resistances today, and honestly, guys, the Bulls got even higher. The Bulls got to 32.65. We were so close to that level that we topped out at a couple days ago at around 32.80. So at this point, especially since we've held 32.50 as a support heading into the close, at this point, I'm looking to see, do we rally tomorrow and take out 32.80? That's a big resistance coming up. If that happens, guys, take a look on this 4-hour chart. We could be going at that point back to those highs that we were at pre-crisis. We might hit an all-time high. I said that yesterday. That's very possible. I mean, we already saw an all-time high on the NASDAQ, and now we're about 150-ish points away from one here on the S&P. So if 3280 breaks, 3330 is going to be next. That was a resistance from back in January of 2020. And then from 3330, that is going to be when we try and hit up to all-time highs being around 3390. So overall, bulls won today. Watch for higher moves tomorrow. Let me know down below in the comments, what are your thoughts overall on the markets? Let's take a look at earnings right now. What's coming up here? You guys can see today we have Shopify, or actually we already had Shopify, Boeing, Spotify pre-market, but after market, literally right now, as I'm filming this video, we have Facebook, we have PayPal, we have Qualcomm, and a bunch more. We'll talk about these here in a couple of minutes. And ultimately, guys, like I said on Sunday, Monday, the market was looking forward to many things this week. Big tech before the Congress, that is kind of, interesting. All the CEOs, Amazon CEO Bezos, Facebook, Google, and what's the one I'm missing here? Apple, Tim Cook, they were all pretty much getting questions. I'm pretty sure it's still going on as of right now. And watch that, guys. I mean, it's pretty funny. We're having that in the same week as the Fed meeting and the same week as big tech earnings. So watch what's going over there in Congress. And when it comes down to the Fed meeting, today we had Jerome Powell speak. And the FOMC announced today, like we talked about in previous videos, we were expecting this. They announced to keep the benchmark interest rate unchanged at its current near zero level, as had, like I said, been widely expected by market participants. And this is quote unquote here, the path of the economy will depend significantly on the course of the virus, the FOMC said in a statement. The ongoing public health crisis will weigh heavily on economic activity, employment, and inflation in the near term, and poses considerable risks to the economic outlook over the medium term. And another thing here, the central bank has doubled down on its commitment, and we've talked about this as well, and it's the same here. It's going to remain the same, to use its full range of tools to support the U.S. economy during this challenging time, and added that it will increase its holdings of Treasury securities and residential and commercial mortgage-backed securities, at least at the current pace. And the central bank, another interesting thing here, which is very good for the bulls, I'd say, due to the money printing here. And when money printing occurs, assets go up. And when bond buying occurs and all these tools being used, I mean, this helps the economy and the stock market, right? The central bank has not yet come to a decision when it comes to forward guidance or stating the circumstances under which the Fed would consider changing the current policy stance or tying future asset purchases to economic outcomes or dates. So that, again, goes back to they're looking to use these tools to the fullest of their extent. There's really no end date here. They're just going to continue going, guys. And we know that last meeting, Jerome Powell said he's not even looking, or he's not even thinking about changing rates. So they're going to stay at zero. They're not going to go up until 2022 and after then. And even then, we don't know what's going to happen. They're more likely to go to zero, guys, or there are at zero, but to go negative, guys, which we all know that's not going to be good either if we're looking at a long-term outlook for the economy. So overall, those are some notes there from the Fed meeting, and those are just kind of a lot of the same, guys. I mean, he's been saying a lot of the same stuff. Fed's been doing a lot of the same. They're just going to continue pushing with what they've been doing until the economy starts to at least get back to what it was. And we've seen what they've been saying, and a lot of economists out there, it's not going to get back to what it was for a while. This is going to be a long-lasting crisis, and the damage is going to be long-lasting. So going over here to the Dow Jones, and let me know down below, what do you guys think about that down below in the comment section there. Dow Jones today up 0.6%, like we said, held 26,400, critical level of support there, also held. That 50 SMA, also a critical level of support on the 4-hour chart. So this is very good for the bulls. I'm looking to see if we end up filling the gap up. First target here is going to be around 450 points higher from where we are now, being around 27K. So these technicals, I mean, they're pretty easy to break down. I mean, 26,400 easily held. We're at a higher low. If we take a look here on the 5-day, 5-minute, I mean, we're already breaking out of moving averages here. It seems like we are double bottoming. So if we do anything, and especially if we take out 26.6, which we struggled at right before the close today, and that's a resistance stemming back from the 27th and the 24th of July. I mean, if we take that level out, start to get up to, let's say, 26,600, 700, that is easily going to be a point where I would be confident that the Dow is going to 27K. And from 27K, we've talked about how, you know, Dow Jones could be going up to 27,400, 500, as that is the big resistance that's coming up after that point. And it's funny, we've talked about this before. I mean, the markets, especially the Dow here, hasn't really moved ever since the beginning of June. So it's almost been 2 months of a stagnant Dow Jones here. If we take out 27K, like I said, very possible. That is where we're going to start testing back those levels that we were at back in the beginning of June, right around 27,500. And the NASDAQ up 130 points today, struggling under a key resistance here. You can see it, and we talked about it yesterday, right around 10,700 bucks. That is where we struggled back on the 7th of July, back on the 14th, 15th of July, 16th of July. We struggled there on the 27th of July, and today being the 28th of July. So ultimately, I mean, the bulls need to take this level out. And as we have big tech earnings tomorrow, I mean, tomorrow we have Amazon, Apple, we have Alphabet. Friday we have AbbVie, Exxon, Caterpillar, Chevron. As we have the big tech names tomorrow, this could easily influence the NASDAQ either higher or lower, depending on what these big tech companies end up reporting. So I'm thinking, and I've been on record saying, if 10,700 breaks, NASDAQ's most likely going back up to 11K. That's the next, gap that there is to fill at this point. And it could happen very quickly. It can literally happen in a day, which is why you guys have to be watching it and be ready for it. And a way that you can trade the NASDAQ here, pro tip, and this is actually not for beginners. It's a leveraged ETF, but you can end up trading TQQQ. This goes up whenever the NASDAQ is going up at a 3x rate. So let's say the NASDAQ fills that gap up from 10,700 to 11,000. That's going to be around, let's see, a 300-point move. That's going to be around a 3% move. So we could end up going over and trading TQQQ, which again goes up whenever the NASDAQ goes up at a 3x rate, and we could end up making 9%. Since again, from 10.7 to 11,000 is a 3% move on the NASDAQ. Multiply that by 3 here with TQQQ, hence why it's a 9% move. So let me know again your thoughts down below in the comment section. Now let's go over quickly what I did today. I didn't do anything today, guys. A lot of the same. I've been pretty slow when it comes to my trading. I have some swings open, but other than those swings, I haven't added any new positions due to this week being very tricky. Again, Fed meeting, stimulus, big tech in Congress, big tech earnings. There's so many moving parts to this week that I want to play it safe. I want to have a lot of cash on the sidelines, but I also want to have some offense. I want to have some money at work, which I do, but not much. Not much. That's the truth. And right now I have Netflix, a swing trade position, a little bit under $4.90 is my average cost there. So I'm pretty much break even. Actually, I'm a little bit red on the Netflix swing position at this point. I'm also in Microsoft at $200, 200.5. So I'm up a little bit on that position. It's at $204 right now. So I'm up about $3.50-ish cents on my shares, and I'm also in a little workhorse swing position as well. That's ticker symbol WKHS. That was up about 0.3% today, and you guys can see workhorse has been consolidating and in this range from about 1650 as the resistance and support being around 1450. So it's been trading in this 2-point window for weeks at this point. So I'm waiting to see if it ends up taking out 1650, $17. That is where ultimately workhorse could end up rallying like crazy, right? I think it can go back up 18, $19 at that point. Heck, maybe even back up to the $20 range. So just because, guys, I don't have many positions open doesn't mean that I'm bearish on the market. I'm just waiting for opportunity. And we're going to talk about some stocks here that reported earnings and some other ones that I'm looking to trade that are going to report earnings, starting off with Facebook. And I don't have any earnings notes on Facebook written because when I first recorded the video, they didn't report yet. So let's see if they reported yet. We'll see. Let's take a look. Wait a second. Why are there? Okay, hold on. Earnings call is on the 29th, which is today. And did they report yet? Let's double check that. Nope, they did not report yet. So we're going to have to wait a little bit here. The next one on the list after Facebook is PayPal. Let's see if PayPal ended up reporting. Oh, PayPal reported. Let's go, guys. There we go. Big gap up on PayPal. After hours, it's up to 193 here. It closed at 184, and it was actually up 5% on the day. So PayPal today ended up beating. EPS came in at $1.07 versus 86 cents, and sales came in at $5.26 billion versus the $4.95 billion estimated. So that is very good. That is very good, and I'm happy about this as PayPal is one of my investments. I mean, this is one of my investments and in my long-term portfolio on M1 Finance, and you guys know, especially if you follow my M1 Finance series, I mean, this is a stock that I was buying. Let me pull it up and see. This is a stock that I was buying in the low hundreds. I mean, my average share price here on M1 Finance, it's up on my screen right now. It's $108. $108, and now we're trading at $193. So that is incredible. PayPal has been cruising. It's crushing it. And on the 4-hour chart, I mean, now we hit an all-time high, almost at $195. So we're going to see, I mean, does this thing end up finding support around 185, 190? That could end up being a decent entry point. So another stock here that reported today was Shopify. Shopify did very well, up 7% on the day, up almost $70. It hit an all-time high at $1,115 today. EPS destroyed estimates, came in at $1.05 versus the negative 2 cents estimated. So they completely destroyed EPS, and revenue came in at $714 million versus the $505 million estimated. So they beat on EPS, they beat on revenue, and the stock's actually pulling down quite a bit. It's down about $60 from that peak, from that all-time high, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. As you guys can see here on the 5-day, 5-minute, and I actually shared this on my Discord. And if you guys don't follow the Discord, if you're not in that chat, again, it's linked down below. And you might as well follow me on Twitter and Instagram while you're at it, at StockSurfS. I post call-outs in the story tab on Instagram, and I always tweet throughout the day on Twitter. So follow me on both of those platforms. Again, at StockSurfS, simply my name, all in one sentence, right? StockSurfS. And Shopify here, you can see, I mean, again, we hit 1115 all-time high. That was actually pre-market, and we pulled down all day today. So this little cool-off all day opened up about 7%, believe it or not. So Shopify, unbelievable. It was up about 15% at one point. So that little 7% pull down throughout the day, I think it's an opening up an opportunity to buy. And I didn't buy any quite yet, but tomorrow I think, especially if we take out this 50 SMA resistance, this green line here on the 5-day, 5-minute, if we end up doing something like this, take a look at my trend line here, guys. If we end up breaking up to, let's say, 1060, 1080, 1070, that could be an opportunity, and that's kind of what I'm waiting for, just kind of for that confirmation of that pop. So I'm liking Shopify here. Boeing did very poorly. Boeing, ticker symbol BA, ended up going down 3% today, down about $5 per share. It was actually all the way down to $162 on the low of the day. It closed at $166, and the reason is because EPS came in at negative $4.75, and that was versus the the negative $2.54 estimated. So they got crushed when it comes to EPS, and revenue they also got crushed. It came in at $11.8 billion versus the $13.16 billion estimated. So they missed on EPS, they missed on revenue. Now this is a very bearish break on Boeing. Remember, we talked about this yesterday, previous videos. We've talked about how over the past couple of weeks, Boeing has held 170 like a brick. I mean, take a look. And it's really been the past 2 months at this point. Boeing has held 170 once, twice, 3, 4 times, 5 times. We tried over the past couple of days. We tried today again, but it ultimately failed. So at this point, the fact that we took out 170, I'm thinking we could be going down to $158. 158 is the next big support that I am seeing here coming up, stemming back from previous resistances back from April up to about the beginning of June. So watch for that, fill down. And overall, you guys can see on the hourly chart as well. I mean, we hit 162. We're starting to recover, but the downtrend is still intact. So we could continue heading lower here when it comes down to Boeing. Spotify, they report earnings in euros, guys. Swedish-based company here ended up reporting negative $2 or negative 2.1 euros versus the negative 43 cents in euros estimated, and revenue came in at $2.08 billion versus $2.27 billion estimated. So Spotify, you guys know, they have a lot going for them. I mean, they signed Joe Rogan. Do they have Michelle Obama on a podcast exclusively to Spotify? I'm not sure if that's correct, but I think she has a big podcast on Spotify. They're going to start signing a lot of other big Spotify or podcasters out there for sure. I mean, that's what they're going after here over the next couple of years. So there's a lot going for them, in my personal opinion. I don't have much experience with Spotify itself. I'm much more of an Apple Music kind of guy. I'm very loyal to Apple. That's just kind of how I've been forever. I still remember, guys, getting my first little iPod Nano, was it called, or whatever? I forget. Yeah, I think it was the Nano. I mean, this company, I've been with them for years, so Apple, that is, which is why I haven't made that switch over to Spotify, but I've heard a lot of great things about Spotify, and they're still growing like crazy. I mean, despite that little big miss on EPS, they missed a little bit on revenue there. I mean, they're still doing good. I mean, overall, year over year, 299. Right now, they have 299 million active monthly users, and that is actually up 29% year over year, which is a pretty good growth metric there. When you're taking a look at companies like this, Spotify, and especially social media companies like Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, you always want to look at monthly active users, daily active users, and how they're growing year over year. So 30% growth there on Spotify, that's good. And when it comes down to subscribers, they had 138 million subscribers as of this quarter, and that is up 27% year over year. So pretty good growth there when it comes to Spotify. Stock down 2% on this day today, and it's actually down about $40 from its peak at nearly $300 per share. So this could be a buying opportunity, a little bit of a dip buy. You guys can see, I mean, we did hold the 180 SMA today at about, 250. That is a good sign that this could be a potential bottom, but we'll see over the next couple of days kind of what ends up happening there. Now, let's go back and see if Facebook ended up reporting. If not, we can come back in the end of the video and take a look. It does not seem like they did. Actually, no. It says 4 p.m. here. Are they reporting tomorrow? Wait a second. Are they reporting tomorrow because they're reporting or they're in Congress right now? Is that why there's a bell here? I could be completely wrong. There's another bell here on ThinkOrSwim for Facebook, which is tomorrow. Either way, guys, are they going to report tomorrow, today? We'll see what ends up happening. There's not a shortage of earnings during earnings season, that's for sure. We have so many companies reporting. Now, let me know down below in the comments, what are your thoughts on those companies? Now, let's jump into some other companies here that I am very interested in. Cake, which is also known as Cheesecake Factory, ended up going up 5% today, up $1.25. We called this one out a couple days ago. Ever since it broke $24, we talked about how it could be a breakout stock, and we were right. I mean, 24 has proven to be a resistance for months here on Cheesecake Factory. So we took that out, easily filled the gap up to the next big resistance we were talking about at around $26. That was back from the end of April, and we actually took that out as well. We took out 26. Now we're trading above that point, and the next spot we might be going to, we already did, honestly, is 27. We filled the gap up to 27 already. That was back, a resistance back from the middle of June. So if 27 breaks tomorrow, guys, and after hours today, it seems like it's right at $27 right now. This could be going to $30. As crazy as that sounds, it might be going to $30. But the truth is, judging on how overextended the RSI is, we might take 27 out, and we might consolidate a bit from there. I wouldn't even be surprised if we consolidated a bit at $26. And they actually just reported earnings as well. Let's take a look and see what they ended up doing. EPS came in at negative 87 cents versus negative $1.09. So they beat there on EPS. Sales came in at $295 million versus $304 million. So they beat on EPS. They missed there on revenue, and their quarter two comparable restaurant sales, holy crap, that is down 57%. So that is incredible. And Cheesecake Factory locations comparable sales down about 32% in third quarter so far. Okay, take a look at that, guys. So in the second quarter, comparable restaurant sales were down 57%. Now they're only down about 32% in quarter three. So there's progress there. That is good, but as we all know, the restaurant stocks, restaurant industry, there's still some headway. They can still continue to struggle here over the next couple of weeks. I would not be surprised. Another restaurant stock, but then again, I wouldn't be surprised if they rallied up again on some good vaccine news, good news around more stimulus and so forth. So it could go either way. Long term, I've said that I'm bullish restaurant stocks 3-4 years out. But in the short term, it's anybody's game. It's anybody's game at this point. And another restaurant stock that I'm liking is TXRH, also known as Texas Roadhouse, up 7% today, up almost $4 a share. We ended up breaking out, and we called this one out last week as well. We ended up breaking out 53. 53 was a big resistance on this stock. Now we ended up taking out 55.50 to about 56, which was also a big resistance on the stock. And they're reporting earnings on the 3rd of August. And the next big target that I have here on Texas Roadhouse is around $62 per share. So we are a bit overbought, 70 RSI. So if we find some sort of support around 55, 56, we cool off there a bit. This could be an entry point, in my personal opinion. Starbucks, another one that reported earnings yesterday, did well, up about 4% today. We got rejected at $80, but ultimately we are still holding the uptrend, still holding $77, old resistance as a new support. That is a good sign that the bulls want to take this thing higher. So for me, I'm looking at Starbucks from $77.50, $77 up to $80, and above 80, I think there's breakout potential in this particular stock. McDonald's is another one. It pulled down from 202 down to about 196. Decent earnings report. I mean, the sales are down about 30% year over year. Not as bad as some other stocks. So that's why I'm saying, or some other companies, right? That's why I'm saying decent, but still, they got hit pretty hard. But either way, the stock, I think, could end up being a decent swing trade. I mean, from 202 down to 196, we're still holding that 50 SMA uptrend here at a higher low. We're still seeing, a window of about 3% from here if 196 ends up holding. So I'm looking to maybe capitalize on that. And I just got a message here on Discord. Qualcomm, they actually reported earnings today too. Let's take a look at what they're doing. Oh man, take a look at that. Qualcomm up to $104 after hours here. They closed at 93, so that means, yeah, they probably did well when it comes to earnings. EPS came in at 86 cents versus 71 cents estimated. Sales came in at $4.89 billion versus $4.81 billion estimated. So Qualcomm is crushing it, guys. Massive move there in terms of that particular stock. And another massive move was in gold. Gold almost hit 2,000 today, guys. Gold almost hit 2,000. 1998 is when we got rejected. We got rejected today. And with gold up, that means GLD is on fire. GLD is an ETF that tracks the price of gold. And I'm watching it, guys. I'm watching it moving forward here. And a lot of people have been saying gold's rallying because of the potential stimulus, but you guys have to realize gold's also rallying because the dollar recently has been getting weak. So the gold priced in dollars, since the dollar is getting weak, the price of gold is going higher. And with more inflation, not inflation, but with more stimulus coming, which will cause inflation, that's going to end up, weakening the dollar even further and end up popping up gold even further from that point, which is why I'm still bullish on gold and GLD despite them being at pretty high levels at this point. And pulling back here on GLD, I mean, we're at an all-time high. GLD is at an all-time high, $186, and with gold being around 2K, roughly where it was back in 2011, and it's already breaking that level, we could end up seeing a further breakout here in GLD. And silver, guys, /SI, silver did very well today as well. Recently, it's been doing very well. It hit $26 an ounce a couple days ago. That is unbelievable. So I'm watching SLV. It's very similar to GLD. Only difference is it tracks silver. It tracks the price of silver instead of tracking the price of gold. And NEM is Newmont Corporation. They're reporting earnings tomorrow. This is a gold mining company, and gold mining stocks have been on fire as well. So I'm watching NEM to see what they report. And GDX, which is a gold miners ETF, a bunch of gold mining stocks all in one tradable ETF. That is what GDX is here. And a couple of other ones, really two other ones. Apple, AAPL, again, they're reporting earnings tomorrow, up 2% today, 380s holding. I think Apple, if they do well, in earnings, they could be going back up to 390, 400, no problem. So I'm watching 380 to 400 here on Apple, and I've been getting a lot of questions on Virgin Galactic, SPCE stocks. Are you selling? Are you dumping your shares? Are you bearish on the company? No, guys, no. The truth is, this is a classic setup of a buy the rumor, sell the news. And in this case, it's all about the cabin reveal, right? Cabin reveal was the big news. People bought the news up, and And of course, the new CEO coming in, ended up popping the stock up as well. And once the cabin reveal hit, the news hit, the stock sold off. So I just think it's shaking off some weak hands at this point. Profit taking is coming in. Earnings are on the 3rd of August. And you guys have to realize the stock 2 weeks ago was at $18. So we're still up $5 per share just from 2 weeks ago. So this is just shaking off some weak hands in my opinion. And if we do end up going lower, I think we could go to $20, $21. That's where I see the lower end of the spectrum here being for Virgin Galactic, $21. And if we break 23, 24, I mean, that's where we might end up rallying back up to the upside. So ultimately, guys, that is it for this video. Those are the main stocks that I'm watching. That's kind of what I wanted to cover. If you guys want to pitch in any ideas, any stocks you're watching, let me know down below in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed the video, as always, hit that like button for me. Join our Discord chat. It's free. Join our Facebook group. That is also free. Link down below. And don't forget to claim your 2 free stocks from Webull, valued up to $1,400. All you have to do is use my affiliate link down below, put in $100 into the account, and you get your 2 free stocks after a couple of business days. Again, valued up to $1,400, and that is free money, and who does not like free money at the end of the day? So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, guys, peace out.